Hello and welcome back everyone. This is Dr. Edward Padama and this is our second video in the series of Practical Research 1, Qualitative Research. So today we are going to discuss population and sampling in qualitative research. So population and sampling specifically when you are doing or conducting qualitative research, which is one of the topics discussed sa Practical Research 1 ng curriculum ninyo, or if you're using the module type of lesson for this particular subject. Okay, so again, I am Dr. Edward Padama and welcome back to our discussion. So, bago tayo magsimula, I am going to invite you again to please visit my YouTube channel and please subscribe at Doc Ed Padama, and also my TikTok account, the same name under Doc Ed Padama. Both of them are advocates of research writing. You will find videos na makakatulong sa inyo sa pagsusulat ninyo ng research from chapters 1 to chapter 5 hanggang research defense ninyo. And then in our TikTok account, there are questions commonly asked in research writing, even during defense, that you may find answers to. Okay, so you might want to check that out and malay ninyo nandun yung sagot sa tanong na matagal nyo nang hinahanapan ng kasagutan. So, to proceed to our discussion this day, let's define kung ano ba itong tinatawag nating population. And then, let us compare and contrast this with the next term, which is sample. So, ang population is the entire group, yung kabuuan, yung kalahatan, yung totality. So, ito yung pinaka terms na pwede natin gamitin, mga salita na pwede natin gamitin pag ang pinag-uusapan natin ay population, yung kabuuan, yung kalahatan, at yung totality ng respondents ninyo. Okay? A population is the entire group that you want to draw conclusions about. So, ito yung iniimbestigahan ninyo. Diba? Ito yung gusto nyong malaman kung ano yung iniimbestigahan ninyo. Ang tawag natin doon is the population. Sila yung target ninyo. Ang sample naman, a sample is the specific group that you will collect data from, taken from the population. So, kung ang population ay yung kabuuan, yung sample naman, ito yung ang tawag nila doon specific group, selected group, pwedeng random, na kinuha o nagmula doon sa population. Mamaya makikita niyo yung illustration dito sa gilid. Yan. From population, yung obviously, pag sinabing population, pag totality yan, mas madami. Pag sinabi nating sample, ito yung mga kinuha natin doon sa population. So maraming paraan ng pagkuha nito. Ang tawag natin doon is sampling method. Yun naman ang i-discuss natin mamaya. Pero ngayon, binibigay ko sa inyo yung larawan, yung picture kung ano yung population at kung ano yung sample. So ang sample ay nanggaling o kinuha, hinugot doon sa population. Bakit natin ginagawa ito? So itong sample ay representative nitong population. Pero kailangan magkaroon ng standard ng pagkuha kung ilan yung sample dapat nakukunin doon sa population. So kung ang ginagawa niyong research ay quantitative, may iba't ibang sampling method doon at meron din paraan ng pag-compute kung ilan yung sample na dapat yung kunin. Pagdating dito sa qualitative, meron din tayong ginagamit kung ilan yung pwede nyong gamitin na sample mula doon sa population. Dito natin didiscuss yung rule of thumb. Okay, mamaya makikita nyo kung ano-ano itong mga ito. The size of the sample is always less, mas kokonti than the total size of the population. In research, a population doesn't always refer to people, hindi palaging tao. Pwedeng magkaroon niya ng ibang form maliban sa tao. Okay, depende sa inimbestigahan ninyo o depende sa issue or problem ng research ninyo. Now, sample is the subset of the population. Ito din yung sinabi natin kanina. Ibig sabihin ng subset, ito yung nanggaling. Grupo na mas maliit na nanggaling sa population. The process of selecting this sample is known as sampling. yung paraan ng pagpili kung sino-sino yung mga kukunin nyo mula doon sa population para maging sample ninyo. Ang tawag natin dito ay sampling. Okay. Sampling is done because you usually cannot gather data from the entire population. The data, even in relatively small populations, the data may be needed urgently, and including everyone in the population in your data collection may take too long. So, ibig sabihin, kahit na maliit yung population ninyo, kapag medyo kailangan nyo na kaagad yung data at you are pressed out of time, limited yung time ninyo o may timetable kayong sinusunod, kahit na kaya nyong kunin yung buong population, magkakaroon pa rin ng difficulty. Ba? So, ang ginagawa is, yun nga, kumukuha kayo ng sample mula doon sa population na yun. So, isa din yun sa paraan para makatulong na mapabilis yung proseso ng pag-kokolekta ninyo ng respondents at the same time, hindi naman nasa-sacrifice yung tinatawag nating reliability ng research ninyo. Yun yung purpose ng pagkuha ng sample doon sa population. Determining the sample size sa qualitative research. So, basahin muna natin yung definition niya at yung discussion niya. Estimation o yung approximation of a sample size may be utilized. Pagdating sa qualitative, hindi kagaya ng quantitative, may ginagamit na formula, may ginagamit na applications, kagaya ng Rausoft, yung online application o yung formula ng Slovins. Kapag kumukuha ng number of respondents dito sa qualitative research, approximation or estimation, pero meron tayong susundin na rule of thumb. Okay? We are going to cite a specific research kung saan ginamitan niya ng standard rule of thumb pagdating dito sa qualitative research kung paano kukunin yung sample respondents natin. The rule of thumb, ito yung sinasabi natin kanina, of effective sample size for each research approach. So, magkakaibang research design. Meron tayong iba't ibang rule of thumb dyan. And data collection method presented were designed by Dr. Bonie Nastasi. So, Dr. Bonie Nastasi is the researcher who designed this rule of thumb for drawing out para yun sa pagkuha ng sample size sa iba't ibang research design or sa data collection method. So, si Dr. Bonie Nastasi is a female, okay? Professor siya. In her presentation, ginamit niya ito doon sa kanyang presentation na qualitative research, sampling and sample size considerations. So, ito yung mga rule of thumb na pwede niyong gamitin kapag kayo ay kumukuha ng sample sa qualitative research. So, una, this is a rule of thumb for the different types of sampling research approach or research design tawag natin. So, ilan sa mga research designs pinag-usapan natin doon sa unang video natin dito sa Practical Research 1 series. Kung hindi nyo pa napanood yon, try to watch that first para familiar kayo doon sa iba't ibang design. Isa dito ay phenomenology. Ang pagkuha ng sample kapag kayo ay gumagamit ng research design na phenomenology ay assess 10 people, at least 10 people. If you reach saturation prior to assessing 10 people, you may use fewer. Ang ibig sabihin ng saturation, kahit nadagdagan nyo na, hindi na nagbabago yung result. Diba? Kahit na more than 10 yan, 15, 20, the result is still the same. Yun yung tinatawag natin saturation theory. So, na-reach niya yung at least 10, assess 10 people. And then if you reach saturation prior to assessing 10 people, you may use fewer. So kung saturated na at pare-pareho na yung sagot, pwede nyo na kahit 9 or 8, pero ideally at least 10. Okay? So that's under that particular design. Now, for grounded theory, ethnography, action research, for rule of thumb, ulit ha, rule of thumb according to Dr. Nastasi, assess 20 to 30 people, which typically is enough to reach saturation, based sa saturation theory. Okay? So again, we are basing this from the rule of thumb proposed by Dr. Nastasi. Assess 20 to 30 people, which is typically enough to reach saturation. Kasi pag nag-saturate na, kahit nadagdagan nyo yan, ganun din yung lalabas doon sa interview o doon sa pag-gather nyo ng data kapag gumagawa kayo ng qualitative research. Okay, doon naman sa isa, pagdating sa data collection method. Halimbawa, interview. Sa interview, kapag itong ginagamit yung method, interview approximately 5 people. Okay, o yun lang yung rule of thumb based on data collection, approximately 5 people for interviewing. And then in-depth interviews, ito yung ginagamit dun sa mga designs na kagaya ng case study, kailangan ng mga detail. Interview approximately 30 people naman. And then focus group. Focus group is a bigger form ng interview. So kung ang interview individualized, personalized, yung focus group mas madami. Pero interview pa rin ang ginagawa. Okay? So you gather data from the respondents through interview, kaya lang mas marami yung tao doon sa ginagawa nyo ng interview. Focus group discussion yun, or FGD. Create groups. Mga grupo that averages 5 to 10 people each. In addition, consider the number of focus groups you need based on the grouping. So, depende kung ilan yung groups na kailangan ninyo. And then, i-group nyo sila ng 5 to 10 per group. And then, you conduct the focus group interview. Okay? So, at least 5 to 10 per group. Okay? Now, kung isang group lang naman yan, you use 5 to 10 individuals per group. Okay, ethnographic survey. If you're using this, select a large and representative sample, purposeful or random. Ibig sabihin, pinili ninyo or walang specific pattern, yun naman yung random, with numbers similar to those in quantitative study. So, parang i-base nyo ito sa ethnographic survey, yung kung paano ginagawa doon sa quantitative research. So, basically, sabi ko nga kanina, kapag quantitative research, pinakamabilis gamitin nyo yung raw soft. So, try to determine the total population, and then after that, you just enter the data nung number ng total population nyo sa raw soft application. And then makikita nyo kung ilan yung lalabas na sample na kailangan ninyo for your particular research if you are using or utilizing ethnographic survey. Okay, if you do not want to use RAWSOFT and you want to use yung formula ng Slovenes, you can also use that. But based from a math teacher's feedback, kinompare niya yung result ng Slovenes and RAWSOFT, RAOSOFT. And then she found out, babae yung professor natin sa math, na hindi masyadong malayo, hindi malaki yung discrepancy, yung difference ng result ng Slovenes and ng RAWSOFT. So, try to check out yung RAWSOFT. Okay? So, basically, these are the types of sampling method that you can use when trying to get the number or identifying the number of samples na kailangan ninyo sa qualitative research ninyo. So again, if you're going to observe the side of your screen, you're going to see recommended videos that you can use sa pagsusulat nyo ng research, and then on the lower right side of your screen, you're going to see my icon. If you click that, it will automatically subscribe you to our channel. So again, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then also in my TikTok account, both of them are named Doc Ed Padama. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Stay tuned and watch out for our next video series under Practical Research 1, which is Qualitative Research. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. Stay safe. Ingat kayo palagi. See you on the next video. Bye!